Hi, my name is Bill, and I'm coming to you from the Pseudocom Planetarium here at Adventure Science Center in Nashville. And this is the online edition of Nightwatch for May 2021. And this month, we'll do something a little bit different. We will focus on our closest neighbor in space, the Moon. And we'll start with the moon phases for the month. The Moon will be at last quarter, early in the morning sky on May 3rd, new moon when it's invisible from the Earth on the 11th, first quarter back in our evening sky on the 19th, and the full moon for the month on the 26th, where we will have a total lunar eclipse. I'll have more to say about that in a little bit. But first, we'll take a look at where the planets are in the sky. In the evening, the planet Mars is still in the west-northwestern sky after sunset. But look early. By around 3.5 to 4 hours after sunset, Mars has already set. So look as soon as it gets dark. In fact, the crescent moon will pass just below the planet Mars on May 15th. And then it will be just above the planet Mars the next night on the 16th. By the way, the planet Mars is in the constellation Gemini, the Twins, which is also setting in the west-northwestern part of the sky. As we look at the early morning sky, about 2 hours before sunrise, we do continue to have the planets Jupiter and Saturn in the southeast. Jupiter appears as a bright white star-like object in the southeast, and to its upper right, we do have the planet Saturn, which appears as a yellowish or possibly cream-colored star-like object in the sky. And just like the planet Mars, as the moon orbits the Earth, the moon will be passing by Jupiter and Saturn in the early morning sky. That will occur later on this month, as the moon passes just below the planet Saturn on the last day of May, on the 31st, and then the very next morning, it'll pass just below the planet Jupiter on June 1st of this year. But now we go backwards in time, back to May 26th, to that full moon, when there will be a total eclipse of the moon happening this month. Unfortunately for viewers in North America, including the United States, the entire eclipse will not be visible. In fact, the eclipse will be just beginning for much of North America as the moon is setting low in the west-southwestern sky just before sunrise that morning of May 26th. The best viewing of this eclipse will occur over the Pacific Ocean, so make your travel plans to Hawaii and you'll get to watch the entire eclipse under a dark sky. In North America, the best places to observe will be from the western coast states, where more of the eclipse will be visible in a dark sky. The East Coast will see the least amount of the eclipse, with the shadow of the Earth just beginning to move across the moon as it's setting. Here in Nashville, the moon will enter the outer part of the Earth's shadow, called the penumbra, at around 3:47 a.m. Central Time. But you probably won't really notice anything because the outer part of the shadow is very, very light. The partial part of the eclipse will begin at 4:44 a.m. and the moon will be very low. You want to be looking toward the west-southwestern sky with nothing blocking your view, no mountains, trees, or buildings, because the moon will be setting. So as this partial eclipse begins at 4:44 a.m., the moon will be rapidly approaching the horizon. Moonset for the Nashville area will occur at around 5:35 a.m., not that much later. And so only the small portion of the side of the moon will actually be in the Earth's shadow, as we see in this video. Totality would begin at 6:11 a.m., but by then the sun will have already risen and the moon will have already set for the Nashville area. Now, since we focused primarily on the moon this month for this edition of Nightwatch, we'll refer you to our online version of our star chart for more information about the current constellations in the sky, as well as other information about other things going on in the sky. Go to our website and download the current online edition of our star chart to find out more. We also invite you to see the regular version of Nightwatch here at the Pseudocom Planetarium at Adventure Science Center, where you can find out every day that we're open what's currently in the nighttime sky. Currently, Adventure Science Center is open Thursdays through Mondays. Check out our website, adventuresci.org, for more information about all of our programs in the Science Center and here at the Pseudocom Planetarium. And I thank you for listening to this special Moon edition of the online version of Nightwatch here, and we hope you can visit the Pseudocom Planetarium here at Adventure Science Center.